Morning, welcome back. Or should I say, this is a phrase that I've been saying randomly, unprovoked while walking around my house. To the FBI agent that's doing my surveillance, no, I am not insane. I'm just... yes. If you don't know what I'm referencing, let me share with you some interesting information that probably won't benefit you in any way, but it's fun. As humans, most of us are fans of cute things. Pets, babies, romantic partners. It's literally ingrained into our DNA to feel affection towards these helpless, drooling blobs that are rolling around on the ground. Speaking of which, I did forget to do my morning routine of curling up on the ground to sob for 5 minutes. Silly me. It's more common in East Asia to act cute well into your adult age because of the culture. There is a huge spectrum of how everyone perceives cuteness. What might be considered cringy and hard to watch for some, others will eat up, like a rice ball molded into the shape of a cat. Even the trash cans in Japan have really kawaii anthropomorphic features. Okay, now casual transition to the character trope of pick-me's. It's a term that's been pretty popular in social media nowadays. A pick-me boy or a pick-me girl is someone that behaves in a particular way to appeal to the opposite sex.
I'm just one of the boys. I just can't be friends with the girls. Like, I just don't vibe with them at all. Like, all they care about is hair, makeup, boys, nails. Like, I don't give a... I can get down and dirty. Like, I don't throw like a girl. I don't do anything like a girl. Like,
okay, I got one.
yeah?
Never have I ever been the ugliest guy in the whole universe.
What?
Yeah. That's me.
Both unique and special in their own ways, and both just as insufferable to be around. But something happened recently that combined everything I just talked about. An 18-year-old dubbed the Chinese pick-me girl has been blowing up on TikTok, and she's basically gained her own cult following in what seems to be overnight. She goes by... well, I actually don't know her name, because she seems to call herself something different every time. Okay, as of now, I'm like 95% sure she calls herself Meow Meow Ball. I say with hesitancy, because that name sounds... it's a name, that's for sure.
我是刚满18岁的喵喵乔。真名是什么呢？我怕你们知道会爱上我。
I get it. It's fun to lie on the internet, but at least one thing needs to be real about this person. I don't think my psyche can handle another AI-generated person I thought was real. There are times I'm not even sure if the TikToks I'm sifting through are of the same girl, especially because of the beauty filters working overtime.
不行，因为他没有满18。
The only thing that does stay consistent in her content is the fact that she'll always take the opportunity to tell you how old she just turned.
刚满18岁，05年11月份。刚满18岁。
给你500万，让你离开你的男朋友，你会吗？
不会。
为什么呀？
因为我刚满18岁，没有男朋友。
Why is she just waiting there? Just watching 10 seconds of her content will give you a good idea of her character. And at this point, she's turned 18 at least 18 times. Acting cute can be a pretty useful skill to have in Asia. She literally gained a whole fandom in a week just by talking in a baby voice. While I am Asian, I never got to learn from the Aegyo skill tree since I was born in Canada, but I was taught other things by someone else. Thanks to our sponsor, Skillshare, the largest learning community to help kickstart your creative journey, with thousands of classes for everyone's interests, like graphic design, cooking, photography, and tons more. Get inspired by teachers and like-minded creatives who are ready to pick up a new hobby or develop work skills they can use in their everyday lives. Writing a proper business email, social media branding, and how to brew the perfect cup of coffee are a handful of classes I've taken before. I don't always have the convenience of someone teaching me a class in person on the fly, so having quick access to learn new skills whenever I want is pretty great. That's why I've been using Skillshare for years. Right now, I'm learning how to use a productivity app to its full potential. By taking the Notion Masterclass, Maximize Your Productivity and Organization by Ali Abdal. The timing for this was pretty great because I actually started using Notion a few months ago. I was a little turned off from using it at first because I thought all the features made it unnecessarily complicated. This class gives you a really easy to understand rundown of the app and how to personalize your setup to fit your own style of work, which saved me a bunch of time instead of going through all the trial and error myself. I tend to be the type of person that gets a little too comfortable at times. That's why a little push or refresher to help with my productivity gets me me back into a good workflow. Want to unlock your creativity and learn something new? The first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. This is a really interesting phenomenon, her sudden rise in popularity and how it ties into Asia's obsession with cute culture. In China, it's called sa jiao, which is the Chinese equivalent to aegyo. The best description for this is coquettish, which is a new word I just learned. Thought it was food for the longest time, but turns out I was thinking of croquettes. It means behaving in a way that's playful, flirtatious, and a way to express affection in a baby girl type of way. It's easier to understand once you see it.
谈恋爱会对男朋友撒娇吗？
当然会啦，我超喜欢撒娇的。哦，哥哥，
能教我一下怎么稍微的撒一下娇吗？
我不会耶，我是钢铁直女来的，你跟我学，哥哥。你说哥哥。
哥哥啊，
对呀，你很温柔，哥哥。
What? Did Google Translate write these subtitles? It's not even Google Translate, more like Google just guessing. As you can see, Sa Jiao is acting like this. That makes people want to take care of you because you're cute and helpless. We all have that baby voice setting we turn on when we start talking to our pets. This girl took that and made it her whole personality. Ears and all. And not to say that every Asian person likes this, it really depends on your upbringing. There's a higher chance that if you didn't grow up around this, you might consider it cringe. North America's version is like when you hear Reddit mods talk to their Discord kittens.
Mom, I'll be down in a minute. Rawr. Hey, kitten.
Hey, Poopy.
Hey, Lou. What are you doing?
I'm playing Valorant.
You're playing Valorant?
Yeah.
I love Valorant.
Me too.
My mom's making me dinner right now because I'm too busy on TikTok.
Feels.
So who are you playing Valorant with?
I'm on Eric.
Every time I heard one of these, it's always been against my will. For normal people, this type of coy and cute behavior is typically reserved for family members, close friends, and romantic partners. For Asian idols, it's a great way to bond with your fans and gain some parasocial points. During a celebrity's career, acting cute is always requested at some point. You might have noticed if you consume any form of Asian media, from acting like a dog on a music show, being requested by the host of the show you're appearing on, all the way to hostage situation aegyo. Okay, anyone feel 70 years old and grow up with Girls' Generation? Back in the day, Sunny was crowned the aegyo queen. With her rock-solid bangs and high-pitched voice, no other idol was embodying the cute concept quite like her.
시동 건다.
삼촌이 일어나세요.
These were simpler times. Very hard to watch still, but simpler times. Being able to use cuteness in specific social settings is actually pretty important in Asia. Except this girl that just turned 18 is taking it to a whole other level. And instead of doing it in small doses, she is permanently stuck on this mode.
委屈了会怎么办？
会哭。
开心了会怎么样？
This is so cringe. Oh my god. Someone asked, does this hurt?
把舌头捋直了。
不可以，人家的舌头捋不直。
Oh no, that seems like a medical issue. She's gonna choke on her own tongue.
真的没有。
See what I say? As I mentioned before, this is a learned skill not everyone can do. And there is an audience for this type of content. If you want to get popular this way, you gotta be shameless and basically hypnotize yourself into thinking, this is okay. The reality of what I'm doing hasn't hit me yet, so still got my dignity. She knows her demographic pretty well, that's for sure.
他是我的小土豆，我冬天会带他去吃雪糕，夏天会带他去堆雪人，你还记不记得呀？
现在谁是你最喜欢的明星？
马赫蒂吧，
他身上什么点比较吸引你？
痞帅的，但是我说他的身形其实是不太合适的。我的标准是他再吃胖一点点 ，OK，very OK。
你多少斤？
我70斤。
There is another conversation to be had about the men that like this type of behavior and how there's a fetish for submissive Asian waifus. But the way she used that to her advantage and became an overnight sensation, this is camp. It's sort of similar to how Jia Fei got famous. She embodies everything about internet meme culture. The mixture of absurdity, trendiness, and over-exaggerated persona. Her image spread like wildfire in a really short period of time. And when the parodies start appearing, that's when you know a subculture has been created. And that is coined a joint slay. Nice, my degree at Servington University really came in handy.
今年多大了？刚满18岁。有对象现在？没有啊。真的没有吗？真的没。
多大了？
刚满18岁。
谈过男朋友没有？
没有，因为
Okay, they're really good at doing the accent. This was me all week. I don't know if it's the brain rot, but this phrase is so funny. She actually has a significant amount of female fans too. So much so, it almost seems like she's multiplying, like an amoeba or something. Do they multiply? I do not remember anything from science class.
刚满18岁，刚满18岁，
各位呀，今年几岁啦？
刚满18岁。
I'm assuming people like her more so for the memes. I guess it's pretty funny, going around town saying this with no context. Once you achieve internet meme status, naturally you do get some haters. There are people that really can't stand the cute act. There's a fine balance. You're expected to know how to do aegyo and sajiao, but you can't do it too much, or you'll be labeled as a pick-me or cringy. Take a look at Wanyong from IVE. She got so much hate and accusations of being a pick-me, even when she was standing still. And you can't forget the infamous strawberry incident, where she had an entire smear campaign criticizing the way she ate. Her acting this way and doing aegyo is all part of her brand. That's why she gets paid the big bucks. I don't know her personally, but I really doubt she eats like this normally and inhales her food just like the rest of us. I've never worked IT, but I have to say, she is the IT girl within 4th gen K-pop. She got her master's in double wielding a single piece of fruit and minored in cheese pull. You can also call this behavior doing it for a check. It's all about supply and demand. This is what the people want, and she gets paid to be cute. Like actors, pretending to be another person they're not because it's their job. And when you really think about it, how do actors not feel embarrassed? They're literally making money by playing make-believe. It takes a terrifying amount of confidence to do this and skill. That dragon they're riding on is actually a group of 5 people wrapped in green screen. And I'm gonna stop myself there before I can never watch a movie ever again. Speaking of pretending and acting, from what I've gathered, this might just be a character and she doesn't actually talk like this 24/7, which makes a lot of sense cause who could live like this? Imagine ordering something and the only dialogue option you have is depending on your server, you might get a free meal or get kicked out. There are a few instances where she breaks character. Her real voice is slightly deeper than the baby voice she puts on, and the sentences are a lot more coherent.
喵喵强，但是啊，
娶你需要多少彩礼？
我想要1个亿存款，还可以有1个亿欢乐豆。门当户对呗，你们家出多少钱，我们家出多少钱，我们家给套房，你们家也给套房，是这样。
那个什么星座男生最渣？
水瓶。
水瓶。
Hey, she can actually speak pretty eloquently. Like, I didn't have to replay a part multiple times and be like, what? Why? The comments say this is one of her older videos, before she started getting famous. You can tell cause she hasn't mentioned her age once. It'll take a few more TikToks before she reaches her final form. It's hard to confirm whether this is true or not. There's so many re-uploads and her appearing on other people's accounts, and I wasn't able to find any social media belonging to her. If anyone else is able to, please let me know in the comments cause I'm very curious. But the reason why she got so popular is cause of the high-pitched voice, the childlike mannerisms, basically a caricature of the male fantasy. More so the Delulu ones that expect women to act like perfect anime characters that never age out of their teens. Leonardo DiCaprio's ideal type. There's that giant checklist of Asian beauty standards, and she does fit a lot of them. Skinny and curvy at the same time, big round eyes, cute and feminine, long legs, even the protruding ears that were a beauty trend in China. There's even plastic surgeries you can get to permanently alter the way your ears look. No wonder the sudden increase in fans after the rebrand. She also does have her, oh, she's just like me for real moments.
我跟他坐小火车嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟的时候，你还不知道在哪。
Whether you like her or not, these moments make her character a lot more bearable to watch. Less uncanny valley and more human being. That's pretty cool. Well, I guess I'll have to consume more of her content over the next few weeks. Not by choice, I like to make that clear. I I think. I bookmarked way too many of her TikToks. The algorithm probably thinks I'm obsessed with her. I'm sure in person she's a nice lady. Or girl. And hey, I respect the grind. She's got herself a marketable business and some solid character branding. Who wouldn't do what she does if it guaranteed a huge following overnight? And it's not all this type of content that makes our already altered brain chemistry even worse. I mean, I did learn how to say I just turned 18 in Mandarin, so I am that much smarter now. What does your algorithm think about you? Did you enjoy yourself here? I hope you did. If you don't leave a like before you leave, how is YouTube gonna know you actually liked the video? The next thing you see when you scroll up could potentially be a 4 to 7 foot tall Chinese girl with cat ears babying around on the street. So don't forget your engagement, because that helps me pop up on your recommended the next time I post. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.